to a brand new episode of Women of Community Banking podcast. I've got Andrea with me. Hi, Andrea. Thank you for joining in. How are you doing?
Good. How are you? Very excited to be here.
My pleasure. I'm perfect today. Today today I'm at Williamsburg, Virginia, one of the towns I love coming back to. Yes, winter evening podcast with you, with a fellow data scientist. I would say. That's amazing, right? So,
Yeah.
it's all good. And again, thank you for joining in today. We really appreciate you spending this time with us, Andrea.
No, I'm super excited to be here, and I think it's great to, follow the footsteps of other amazing women that have come into the podcast.
Absolutely, Andrea. Quick introduction who Andrea is. Andrea is the Chief Strategy Officer of Wright-Patt Credit Union based in Ohio, with extensive experience in commercial banks, with Chase and a few years in Fifth Third. She started her career back, at Fifth Third as a decision scientist around a decade back, and then she moved on to the ladder and became on to being the Chief Strategy Officer of a regional credit union. So that's a quick introduction, Andrea. If you want to add something, I'm very sure I've just summarized your entire experience of a decade in like 10 seconds. That's not justice I've done. If you want to add something more, please feel free.
No, I appreciate it. Yeah, I think I've always wanted to work in banks or in the financial services industry. So that's been my track record and trajectory. And my specialties in data science and strategy. So, yep, you summarized it really well. Thank you.
We were just talking about the podcast. I think she's the first strategy leader in credit unions whom I have seen came from an actual background of data science, not BI and not something else. So it's very rare, and you should know, Andrea, that we value you and the way how the ecosystem is moving towards. We need people like you. We need people like us to come into credit unions who have had very strong quant background to come and run strategy and analytics, whatever you call them now, right, at credit unions. So I'm personally very glad. Let's start the podcast, Andrea, with one question which I keep on asking is talking about journey. You want to talk about your journey? How did you come to this country? And how did you get into data science and eventually moving on to a strategy role with a credit union? What made you move from large banks to regional credit unions?
I think that's a good question. And I would love to start with my purpose. I always start a little bit of with my purpose because my journey ties to it. So really my personal purpose is to help develop and execute strategies to expand financial access to all and help other women follow their dreams and achieve their full potential as other women have invested in me. So I wanted to start that because I know it's the Women of Community Banking podcast, but also as I tell you a little bit about my career journey, it will make a little bit more sense. So I'm originally from Mexico. I was born and raised in Mexico City, and I have been in the US for quite a few years now, but I got to the US with a scholarship to play tennis in college and a big dream to work with big financial institutions. So since I was very, very little, I wanted to work for a bank. I thought it was the coolest thing. And I always have looked up to my father. So I associated financial institutions to him. I don't know why, because we used to go to the bank together. And really, it all starts with we used to go to the ATM to take out cash. And I thought ATMs were endless cash machines that could solve all of the problems in the world, which my dad explained that's not the case. But since then, I thought banks were really fascinating and financial institutions were really fascinating. So that drove my journey into studying finance and economics during college, where I played tennis in Ashland, Ohio. And then I moved into my Master's of Science in Data and Analytics at NC State. So I say that I'm a true Ohioan at heart because I moved south and then I came back to Ohio. So that's what the Ohioan thing to do. And really, my career journey starts with data science at Fifth Third Bank, where I had the opportunity to work with amazing leaders, but also expand those very analytical capabilities to help inform decision making with the strategy team there. And that's what led me to then move into more strategic roles with the middle market business and wealth and asset management team. So I did a hybrid role of data science with strategy for a bit, and then moved to support the wealth and asset management team at Fifth Third, which was really fun and exciting. And then that drove me to then move into Chase because I've been always very community driven, and my purpose is to really help expand that financial access. So I moved to Chase to help with their analytics on community and business development. And then that role expanded into distribution strategy and how do we think about branch expansion, which led me to look at FDIC data. And really, the question there was, what are the top banks with the top deposits? And I started seeing deposits disappearing, which was very strange to me. But the real answer was, well, credit unions were growing so fast, and we were excluding credit unions from our peer analysis. And I saw that credit unions were going fast, and I started piquing my interest, which is what drove me to Wright-Patt Credit Union. Is the largest credit union in Ohio. I'm super happy to be here. I've been here for about 6 months. And my remit here today is help us expand in strategy, product, data and analytics, project management, and change management. So, what that means is that I help us think through strategic vision all the way to execution, which is very
Yeah.
exciting for me. So, very summarized, but that's a little bit of my journey and what brought me here.
I mean, that's amazing. I mean, it's great to hear because being a fellow data scientist, I think what happens for most of people in the other world where you develop I mean, before developing strategies, I mean, you crunch data, develop strategies, and those strategies at times never see the light of the day because you're not in the execution shoe. You pass on the strategy to the business, and at times they don't get implemented. Now, what you're doing is very unique, right? Because you have seen both the worlds. I mean, both from developing strategy to executing. It's one of the dream roles, I would say, that anyone in your shoes would have. So that's great to hear. Now asking about more of I don't know, you don't have a crystal ball, I know for sure, but still, uh, we often look at a 5 year horizon, right? So talking about macro trends, what are the top maybe 2 or 3 macro trends that you believe will drive community banking as a whole?
Yeah, I think there's three things that come to mind. And the first one would be just people wanting things now. Like we have the phones in our hand and we can do a ton of things. And that translates into financial institutions as well. So there's this evolving cultural need of immediacy. We want our money movement quickly, seamlessly across accounts, platforms, and just different ways of moving our money where people just wanted to move seamlessly, efficiently, and without any friction or workarounds. So integrated payments have really moved at a pace that favors scale and speed. And credit unions and community banks as a whole, we need to act quickly or partner smartly with other fintechs and other institutions to help provide these services to our members and help us stay relevant in everyday transactions. So that would be the first one that comes up to mind, that sense of immediacy. The second one would be that digital convenience with human advice. So there's a rapid just like digital transformation need driven by member expectations. And this has really put a lot of pressure in the industry to act very quickly. But there's an even bigger need with younger generations wanting human advice. And this has been more relevant than ever. If we see some of like the YouGov surveys, millennials prefer more the digital only experience, while Gen Z want both, right? They want the digital convenience, but with a human personal touch. So how do we continue to evolve to provide both? And then the third one that I think about, and I might be biased given my background, but data and analytics as a differentiator. Data and analytics can really help us power through three main areas. One is personalizing experience for our members and making sure that we are anticipating their needs. People are getting more used to Netflix recommending the next movie or your shopping cart recommending the next product. So it's really how do we anticipate those needs for our members, providing the right tools and information to senior leaders to make decisions and operate more efficiently to simplify our jobs and automate decision making where needed. And then the third one is like just giving us the opportunity to compete effectively at scale. So I think data and analytics will be a big differentiator that continues to shape the financial services industry overall. Those are the three things that come to mind.
Absolutely. Now talking about key experiences, right? So do you want to share a few experiences that actually led you to your current role with credit unions?
Yeah, definitely. So I'll expand a little bit more on these. So tying back to your first question, I've always been really interested in financial services, so always wanted to work for a bank. I have pictures of myself as a 7-year-old in front of branches in New York, right? But what shaped that is that curiosity to understand how financial institutions work and how do we provide access to other people. And
Yeah.
there's one instance that really shaped why I'm here and the route I have taken throughout my life. And that is after finishing my master's degree and moving to my first job, it was a really tough transition because I didn't do the best financial decisions. And my dad fell ill and he couldn't support me financially. I hadn't started my first job. I was right out of college with a student visa that could expire and like had to be renewed. So there was all of this uncertainty. That's how I can describe it. This uncertain future and
Yeah.
no financial stability for me. So I chose to live downtown in a really nice building without any furniture, of course, because I didn't have any money to support it. I don't know what I was thinking, but I was going to start a new job and I didn't have any money and my dad couldn't support me, right? So my sister actually helped me move. My sister is younger, but she had this college fund that my dad helped set up. In case something happened, she had a full pot of funds that could help her survive for next year. So we survived out of that for about a month. So we didn't have furniture. Nice building, 13th floor. We could see the whole Cincinnati. It was really pretty. But, that financial uncertainty was really weighing on me because I was dipping into the funds of my sister's college that she needed to go in 2 months for college. So I remember sitting in these like big plastic boxes in the apartment, like looking at this beautiful view. And then we would have like these suitcases where we would like use as our table to eat. So we would like dream about the future. And I would dream that I was the CEO of this big company. And my sister would dream that she was the marketing executive. And we would just dream, right? And my sister would joke with me and she was like, yeah, but you'll be alone and have cats. And this is how you'll live. And I'm like, joke's on her. I'm married and I have a dog. So I'm not a cat lady. But this experience really shaped my life because I made poor financial decisions. I did not have a credit score because I did not know how to manage debt and my credit score here in the US. I could not start my job, so I did not have an income, and there was just no financial access or education for me available at the time. But thankfully, my first employer helped me through all of that. And I realized the importance of that backup plan. But I realized that there was other people that were not as fortunate as me to be
Yeah.
working for a bank. So I wanted to give this back to the community and provide that financial access and education to others that might be in a similar or even worse situation than I was in. So this really shaped my future and how I saw uh, where I wanted to go in my life. And that's a pivotal moment in my career when I was just starting. But that uncertainty and lack of financial stability really wanted me to push harder, but also help other people achieve that stability and certainty and comfort to keep moving forward.
So, I mean, I've never shared about my background or my story ever in any podcast. This just motivates me to share mine. So, Andrea, I can so well relate to your life. Same, right? I come from a tier 3 city back in India. We don't even have a McDonald's over there, right? The nearest I would say emergency response ER is 50 miles from where I stay. Same when I come when I left the country, when I came here. I mean, actually, before coming to this country, same struggles. I mean, sitting by the balcony and dreaming that yes, we will make it one day. And then I came to this country with zero credit history. The first time I was earning good money in New York, like five years back, but still I was not given a credit card because I was new. I was a thin file, for the lack of better words, right? And the first credit card was what what I got was of $500 of credit limit, right? From there, we started our journey. So I can so well relate to it. It's a typical, I would say, journey of anyone new coming to the country and building a life. And how difficult is it? I think we should put that out more and be more vocal about that. It's not easy. It's very difficult to leave everything aside, come to a new country, set your life from scratch, build it, and make it success. So for the lack of better words, I'm really, really proud of what you've achieved, and I think I wish you all the best. I just get emotional about it because I have the exact same journey and story that you're talking about. This is amazing. I mean, so proud of you.
Love it. And thank you for sharing because I agree. Like just sharing our stories, you never know who you can touch and share and inspire. So I appreciate you sharing because you've definitely inspired me and filled my energy on my cup today. So thank you.
Absolutely, and we should always be proud of where we are. I mean, at least from where we have started. That's the most important thing. It's not taken for granted. Where you've come from, that's huge. Always be proud about that. That's great. Uh, I know. So if we deep dive onto this, the rest of conversation will be on this. But let's change
Yes.
topic on Wright-Patt very quickly. So the credit union is known for having a very strong member focus. I've heard from my friends who are local. Uh, so how do you balance, I would say, the pressure or the budget of digital innovation with the high touch service? Because credit unions are known for high touch service. On the other hand, you came from Chase. Chase spends $15 billion every year on technology, right? Two extremes. So how do you manage best of both the worlds?
Definitely. Yeah, I think so first of all, digital innovation and a human first approach are not competing priorities. So in
Yeah,
my point of view, digital innovation should take friction out of routine member interactions, such
yeah,
as payments or account management or transfers, so that our credit union team members can focus on those high value human interactions with our members to be able to focus on complex financial decisions and life events. Really, it's not a digital versus human approach. It's how do we provide an integrated experience where it feels consistent, caring, and easy throughout the whole journey. We're also very focused on outcomes. So, really, if we keep our focus on that outcome, which is people helping people through life, we will really be able to achieve and
yeah.
understand what digital innovation sums to member experience and adds to the member experience versus which one detracts from it. And what I really mean by focused on outcomes is what are we here to do? So we're not here to grow balances or provide a credit card for a member. We're here to help a member buy their first home, help them get access to credit, get
Sure.
education, and build a credit score. So, as long as we leverage digital innovation to take care of that day to day transactional friction and focus on that personal experience, that's where the two marry and provide that consistent service.
Understand. Now changing gears, right? In the interest of time, we're almost on the 20 minutes mark. Couple of more questions, two more questions. One is how, I mean, obviously you came to Ritpat, so it means that you guys are at least figuring out how to use data analytics and not just get enamored by AI, because that's what I struggle people explaining that first let's talk about linear regression and then we'll talk about AI, right? But no one gets to understand that. Everyone talks about AI. So how has been your organization using analytics? Let's not talk about AI. Using analytics to actually drive decisions.
And I love and appreciate that you're not talking about AI strategy because
Please.
AI is a tool, right? Like it's a tool that we need to leverage. So I
Exactly.
appreciate you asking the question that way because also like, data and analytics, machine learning, AI, we've been talking about this for decades now, right? It's not a new concept.
Yeah.
But data and analytics is at the center of how we make decisions. So we need to understand the data to make sure that we're making the right decisions for our members. As I mentioned, this is something that continues to evolve and change. So this is something that we're looking to continue to evolve and improve as time goes on. But data and analytics is at the core on how we make strategic decisions, but also as we think about automation, there's a ton of opportunity to help simplify jobs for our partner employees. And if I say partner, we call our employees partners. I know that's not an industry term, but to help our partner employees make their jobs easier every day. So I see data and analytics as a tool to make smarter decisions, speed decision making, but also simplify jobs.
Yeah, that was a very well driven answer because even I hate to talk about AI nowadays. I think at times I feel inundated with using the word AI and no one understanding what AI means. It's about putting a chatbot and that becomes AI all of a sudden. So I hate that nowadays. That's not AI.
Yep.
One last question, right? I mean, since both of us come from data science and strategy, spreadsheets and decks are best friends, right? I mean, crunching numbers, putting them into decks, getting things done. So beyond these spreadsheets, decks, dashboards, right? Do you talk about one success story that you're really, really proud of? Can be personal, it can be at work, maybe that can motivate a lot of people.
Yeah, so we have these thing called moments of impact here at Wright-Patt, and these are my favorite success stories. We get different stories throughout our organization from partner employees that helped our members achieve their goals. So I want to share this one with you because I just heard it the other day and it fills my heart every time I hear one of these stories. And there's multiple. This
Yeah.
is just one example, but we had a member came to our Wilmington Member Center and talked with our one of our partner employees at the member center, and they wanted to buy a car, but they did not have enough credit history to be able to do that. They did not qualify. So my favorite thing that this partner did was, well, he did not give up. He was like, let's help you open a first time user credit card so that you can start building that credit history. And not only that, he followed up with our member for 18 months to help them understand what LTV car loan they needed to have, what LTV for their car loan they needed to have, and find a car that was in a good condition enough so that they did not have to replace any parts or replace the car entirely in a short time frame. So they worked with them 18 months to help them build their credit history and find the right LTV for the right deal so that they could get a good
Yes.
um, trajectory on their life. And after 18 months and changes of assignment to member centers, so these members started in the Wilmington Member Center, then transferred to the Springboro Member Center. This partner held their hand throughout the whole way. And 18 months later, they were able to buy their car. And you and I know how important cars are in the US.
Yeah.
Without transportation, you cannot get to work, and you cannot get that financial stability. So it's a key part of just being able to build that financial background and financial wealth and well-being. So I love this story. This is one that I just heard very recently, so I wanted to share it with you today.
This is amazing. I mean, you'll have a very fruitful career in credit unions. I wish you all the best. And apart from that, thank you for your time today. This was really great. Thank you again.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. And it was great talking with you today.
Absolutely.